Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Rubric Show. With your host Shah Hashim and Monash. So today we're going to talk about, as usual, we'll talk about something very interesting. Okay, I'll start off with this quote. I don't know if you by now you guys must have understood. I'm a very big fan of quotes. I think me and Monash, we both are fan of quotes and stories. So there is this very famous saying that keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Yeah. So today we're not talking about enemies or fights or anything, but when it comes to business and marketing, we call them competitors. Yeah. Your fellow competitors. Now, if you go online, there are a lot of very interesting stories of how, for example, Audi and BMW, keeps calling each other out, how Pepsi and Coke does it. But we're not going to go for those creative stuff. We're going to talk real business where the numbers matter. So we want to actually showcase two main issues that we actually see when it comes to understanding who your competitors are. Yeah. So I will actually jump on with the first one. So what we have seen, okay, but this is not very frequent, but once in a while, we've actually come across when you're speaking to marketing managers or when we are speaking to business owners. And if you're working with us, this is something that you have to answer. One of the first questions we'll ask you is, okay, tell us about your product. We understood. Okay, now the second thing we need to know is who are your enemies? Sorry, who are your competitors? Yeah, who are these guys? Now, most of the time people will tell us. Okay, now Monash will go on to that in detail in a bit. But there are some unique businesses that we come across, and these are big businesses where they will say, you know what, we have no competition. Like there is nobody in this current market who are competing with us. And we are the only guys. Now, honestly, I would like to believe that, okay, unless you are a monopoly you have an unfair advantage, that is like, I don't know, out of 10 once, but 9 of the time you have competition, it's just that you're not seeing them. Now the problem with this is when you just imagine, okay, you are in a race and you think there is nobody competing with you and there are 5 people behind you. Just imagine what will happen. You will always run slow. Okay, you'll think that you already have it in control, but what will happen is suddenly these guys are just going to pass you and you will not have time. So the biggest problem here is changing that mindset about understanding that there are competitors. And it is nice to say this in front of your team and even when you're talking to somebody, but always you need to actually understand that this fact that there can be competitors. What is the second thing, Monash, that you've actually noticed?
Yeah, exactly. So, Chef, like the first thing is to understand that there is competition.
Yeah.
The competition might be different with different differentiating factors. Yeah, you might have few features which are very unique, things like that. But from a buyer perspective, when they're looking to solve their problem, where are the other places they would invest their money into, they would invest their time into? These are your competition. So the second point is to know who are your competitions. Yeah. So and keeping a tab on them and knowing what they're doing. This is very important in today's time, especially
I think,
digital.
Monash, when you say keeping tab on them is digitally keeping a tab on them and understanding what they're doing, right? Always
exactly,
keeping... Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
So usually in the physical world, say I have a pen, somebody else has a pen. It's very easy to go and tell, you know what, these are the extra features that I have. But when it comes to digital, which is very important today, buyers are making decisions by looking at different signals that they are looking and they're finding on the internet. So keeping a tab on them means looking at the digital landscape and seeing what is your competition doing. Yeah. So this is very, very, very important. We were talking about an example. We know big groups like Accor, Novotel, Ibis. These are very big hotelier brands where they have multiple products under them, so many properties under them. But probably 10, 15 years back, a small player came, yeah, called Booking.com. And these are the kind of players which you don't see them in your side view mirrors. They come in the hard shoulder, yeah. So you have to probably the blind spots. You have to turn and look at that. So these guys, what they did is they took one element, that convenience for the user, in terms of in terms of booking, in terms of things like that, which these brands had enough money, enough resources where they could have
done it before,
much better. Yeah. So knowing your competition and not keeping a tab on them is extremely not.
What has it resulted in, Monash? You were saying some numbers at least.
Man, I mean, when you talk to hotel brands, probably Booking.coms and the likes of it, they probably take 30% of the revenue, not having to maintain a hotel. Yeah. So which is crazy. And now, finally, they are trying to get out of the system. They're trying to get out. They're having their own engines and
so
stuff.
I think this last example, one thing you have to understand is, okay, sometimes you know who your competitors are and you're keeping a tab on them, okay? But at the same time, you have to keep your ears and eyes open. Like people like Booking.com, when they came, right, because they were not a hotel, nobody understood like these guys are coming as a competition. But if you are keeping your ear to the ground and understanding, like literally monitoring the industry, right, this is the only time when you can foresee things like this that actually come.
No, brilliant. And in fact, this is very relevant. Even, I mean, it's keep repeating itself. So we were talking to a tool manufacturing brand the other day, and what they've done is they've introduced an e-commerce facility in their website. It's a B2B company. It's where people who are in construction sites would actually order supplies. Because it's a very B2B thing, people don't use credit cards. But what they do is, for every different contractor, they have created an account which has a credit limit, and people can actually order. So this has put them into a far unfair advantage compared to a lot of other tool providers, which is really brilliant. Yeah. So knowing as somebody in the space, knowing that this is the direction that competition is going to is very important for you to innovate and do something better.
I think there is also a very interesting aspect to knowing your competition. It's not just about knowing what they're actually doing. One, like Monash was mentioning, it will help you to actually give better offerings and sometimes move faster than them as well. And sometimes it's not just about moving faster or giving better offerings. Sometimes knowing your competition also helps you to be different from them. Different in the sense you can offer something completely unique where you can create a sub niche for yourself. Now, the biggest example, I think we keep talking about this every year, is in Ramadan. If you see in Dubai, yeah, when you drive down Sheikh Zayed Road, Ramadan is the time that everybody buys cars. But if you look at the hoardings, out of 10, 9 or 8, okay, I don't know about this, but this is the case, okay, maybe it's be 7, but out of 8 out of 10 will have a similar offering.
Yeah, it feels as if they've sat in a room.
It looks like all of these guys came together and they decided, you know what, let's discuss what are the offers. What happens into this is, and this is happening for a lot of years, what it actually does end of the day for the buyer is it confuses the buyer so much, he does not actually know. And end of the day, he's not actually selecting the car based on the models and features, instead on the offers. So coming back, so first of all, understand there are competitions. Second, once you understand you have competitors, try to, it'll help you to actually do something better or different than what you guys are actually doing. And one last tip, that we actually want to give is, don't just look at your local competitors, because we keep speaking about our pilot program. In our pilot program, the first thing that we actually do is we understand who your buyers are. The second thing we actually try and do is, once we know who your buyers are, we ask you this question: who are your competitors? Once we know, we ask you an additional question: who are your international competitors? Okay, so we look at 1 or 2 local and we look at 2 international competitors, because sometimes what happens is the international markets like US and Europe, they are quite advanced sometimes with regards to their content, with regards to the offerings. There is a lot you can actually learn. And this is one way you can take them and you can bring it to this market, for example, the UAE market, and you're already in an unfair advantage. You are way ahead of your competition. So I hope, guys, you guys got the takeaway of this episode is about knowing the competition. Now we've told you problems, we'll give you a quick solution. Solution in the sense, the easiest way, if you're watching this video, immediately after watching this video, you want to know who is my competition? The easiest way is basically go to Google and type your brand name, business name. Immediately you will see who is your immediate competition, because these people will be actually bidding for your keyword on ads.
I mean, we can see actually, if you actually look at ubrick.com or Ubrick Media, you can actually see people,
other agencies
bidding
who
for
are,
keywords.
and every other brand that you type, you will see ads running. This is one way. Second way to understand a little bit broader, okay, people who you are competing with is, because this ads could be anybody, okay? It could be some new player who is not actually your competition, but who's trying to take a piece of your pie. But the actual guys who are taking a piece of your pie are, type in the service or product that you are offering. The ads that come over there, these are the guys who literally are going to take the piece of your pie as well. So the easiest way to understand who are your competitors is going to Google search. So guys, hope you guys understood, and the takeaway is definitely keep a tab and know your competition. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We will catch you back on the next one. Until then, guys, that's all from us. Bye-bye.